You know, it's true. I realize now that we are, in fact, on TV. I think I should just say that from now on.
Oh, because the TV here, right?
Well, we're on twitch.tv.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, okay.
I should have been saying that for like 6 years, but now I'll start. Let's talk about this one.
On TV.
On the TV. Guilty Gear GGXrd Rev2.
That is correct. So this is out now, and I have played 1 week of playing people online, you know, doing my beginner, intermediate lobbies now. We're actually getting pretty decent enough that it's like intermediate lobbies now.
Nice.
Like, I actually feel bad for like real beginners who are showing up. Because,
okay.
Like there was one, like shout outs to UAD. Like when he first showed up, he was like, I don't know what to do with Slayer. And now like he's like super good.
That's
like,
cool.
It's super exciting.
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's really, really cool. Game is, I mean, it's an extension of Rev 1.
Of course.
Right? So it's not everything that's cool about Rev 2 was already cool in Rev 1, right? So it's really hard for me to sit down and be like, oh my god, like there's all these new things.
Right.
Like it's
well, but
like,
Biken is new, right?
Biken and Answer are new.
And
so like, but it's one of those things too. Again, that you know, I talk about this a lot with Street Fighter V about fixing the small things. Like for gamers, small things go a long way.
Sure.
Right. And so, like, for example, you can change your character or your training mode dummy in the training mode menu. And when you back out of it, it just loads.
Huh.
So, like, literally, it just says, like, if I'm Biken versus Answer, I'm like, I want to test now on a light character. I pause, go there, select Milia, come out of the menu, black, load, Milia. It's, like, the best thing ever, right? I mean, like, just quality of life stuff like
sick,
that. Quality of life stuff like that is so important.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, the game is just it's great. It's great. I mean, like, I want to figure out how I can talk about it substantially without just saying this game is great. Like this is it's a good game. I mean, like, it's interesting. Like when I play, everyone always says it. Like when I play Street Fighter Online, when I play Injustice Online, I just get salty. I get angry. And it's just standard James Chen salt, right? But when I play Guilty Gear, it's like a whole different thing. Like, I just have so much fun playing that game.
That's important.
Like, it's just, there's just, like, the ability to just feel like you are so much in control. And it's weird. Whenever I lose in that game, I never feel like it's something like, oh, I didn't know, or like, oh, or this thing. Like, I've only gotten mad at Leo, because Leo is Unga's, it's true Unga status, right? So... But, like, outside of that, like, the game is just, it just flows so good. And it's just so much fun to play. And I actually feel like I'm consistently, continually getting better. So, a couple of weeks ago, Choi Sauce, a guy from the UCI crew named Fadugli, and Sanchez came, and we just all played. And I streamed that. And, dude, like... They're like here and I'm like here, so I was just like dying all over the place.
Yeah, you gotta get through that stage.
Yeah, but see, it's good because now I have the ability to play people my level or below, and then I'm playing these people who are better, and it makes it that much better. Like things sink in a lot more, you know, instead of just playing people who are better, right? Makes sense, And so, but like, I just feel like this very tangible improvement week to week to week to week, and it's just like. I don't know, man. This game. It reminds me of how much fun I've had with fighting games in the past.
That's
you know what I mean? Like, and here's one of the things, right? So you know, I know last week we talked about the Korea Gaming video about some of the problems with Street Fighter V. I think I kind of narrowed down what I think most people have a problem with in Street Fighter V. Not everybody has this problem because like it just depends on your mindset and everything like that. But it's hard to feel badass when you're playing Street Fighter V because everything you do is something that everybody else has done.
I see.
Right?
I see.
And Guilty Gear is like the ultimate game of you just feel like you're a badass. Like everything you do, you're just a badass because like boom, I land this combo. Sick conversion that I made up right here, you know, oh, here's my cool mix-up. Oh, here's look, everything about that game you just feel, and even if you just land Biken Super, you feel like a badass because it's just like boom, boom. You see this giant moon, and
there's a lot of really like impactful stuff in that game. I was just watching it. I see moves, and I'm like, that looks like it's pretty cool. I like that. Yeah, there's a lot of that for sure. Yeah, very pretty game.
It's oh god, you feel so good about yourself when you play it, and it just feels like everything is really under control. So like I said, like with Injustice, I'm still getting used to the movement and the timing and everything like that, but Guilty Gear just feels so fluid. And I'm using one of the least mobile characters in the game. Johnny is actually very not mobile, but like it doesn't matter because it's just like the ability. And it was weird because I wanted to write a tweet out that was listing the magic number for every game, which I call, which is what I call the punish frame data. So for Street Fighter it's 3, the magic number is 3. Injustice, the magic number is 6. For Tekken, the magic number is 10. And I went to Guilty Gear and I was like, it really doesn't matter. Like, it's interesting. Like, people really don't poke with things that are like completely punishable like that. You're always canceling everything into jump cancels, making everything safe, and like the game is just like so fluid. You know what I mean? Like you're never hitting an attack and hoping you don't get punished. Like outside of raw supers and stuff like that. It's always like boom, boom, that didn't work. Okay, cancel that idea. Go into this thing and you know what? I'm in delay. Roman cancel. Hey, I'm safe. I don't know. It's just like
I appreciate the freedom of the game. You can really see it. Again, I don't play it. I enjoy watching it, and when I watch it, I like the fact that people are freely moving around. There's a lot of movement in the game. It's very apparent.
Yeah.
In Street Fighter V, I feel like movement is what separates a lot of players.
Yeah.
But it's not super obvious. It's like, you don't have crazy movement. Right. You can walk or you can dash, you can jump. It's basically it. How you move is important, but it's not like in other games, like in Gear, where the movement is like way more apparent. You're flying around if you're one character. It's a different story for sure.
Come on. I can scroll this up a little bit more. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so, I mean, honestly, right now, there's really not much to say about Rev2. Like, I mean, they made lobbies a little bit easier, but, like, they actually put out this video where they showed all the differences between Rev1 and Rev2 and everything like that. But one of the things that they really tried to drive home in that video is just how much more beginner-friendly content exists in this game than any other fighting game that's out there. And I've just had some friends recently who have just picked up the game, and they're like, I love how the game teaches you combos and things like that, and there's the FAQ in there, there's the mission mode, it's like, and even like the trial stuff where you have to just learn movement by popping balloons. Like, you literally just have to run into the balloons and like avoid sparks that circle around in the screen and stuff like that. Just like little things like that. It's so good for teaching the game.
I mean, it's an amazing overall package.
Yeah,
like, it basically has all the things that you could want. Right. We were talking about how Tekken is super awesome overall, but then like, where's the introductory stuff? Right? It feels like each of the games, other than Gear, has like something that like you would want, but it's like not quite there. Yeah, Gear seems like it's got all the stuff.
Yeah. Like the one knock I'll give to Injustice, which has nothing to do with gameplay, is that they need more explanations in the game. Like when I went to that online menu and you go to that simulate online thing, I didn't know what that did. There's no explanation.
Wait, the what?
When you go into the option screen and you go to the online options and they're like show QoS, show ping instead of bars. And then the last one was like, it was like online input alternate or something like that. And I was just looking at it, I was like, what the heck does this mean?
I'm not sure.
And then when you create a guild, like they don't tell you what the tag is for or all these things like that.
Yeah, I'm not actually sure what that tag is for.
Yeah, but whatever. Like I said, that's so minor, and you just have someone explain it to you. So But
no, I mean, Injustice is a really good overall package too, for sure.
But Injustice, obviously, with the story mode, super good and everything, and there's a lot of good, helpful things like the training mode thing where you can stick the moves onto the screen as you play is super nice. I like that. Super nice. Tekken definitely needs to step up a little bit on the tutorial side of things, although I haven't done the story mode yet, but I've heard the story mode is ridiculous.
I've heard that too, yeah.
So I need to play that so I can throw kids into volcanoes
too.
Yeah. But Guilty Gear, like, it has everything, and Choi Sauce and I are still trying to do those series where we're trying to update for Answer and Biken and Dizzy to teach people stuff, and I might even do some separate things on my own, because I started doing that on the beginner lobbies. Like, someone came in there and was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with Dizzy, and he was playing against Potemkin and kept dashing in at Potemkin. I'm like, stop, right? So, like, again, I was teaching it in the very same way that we've been talking about Tekken and everything like that, which is like, at the start. Who cares about these combos? If you're dizzy, kick, heavy slash, ice pillar. That will work at like every distance. This is all you care about. And when you ice pillar them, they fly away, air backdash, start throwing shit, you know? Like, and then I was trying to teach like Eno, so I was just like, okay, do stand kick, crouch slash into chemical love. That's all you care about. Then throw a note. Like, okay, yes, she has stupid combos. I got hit by all of them thanks to Choi Sauce. But like, it doesn't matter. Like, start with the basic stuff first. Learn what you're supposed to do with the character. So, yeah, it's just, oh man, the game is, there's so much in the game itself to teach you how to get good at the game. So
they do a really good job.
And it is a hard game to get good at. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I never want to simplify learning fighting games, because learning fighting games are the hardest things in the world. Right, so hardest video games, in my opinion, to play. Like, I'm with you completely.
As a solo experience, I think it's the toughest that I've ever tried for sure.
Yeah. We're always fortunate because we've been, well, like, I've been playing them for like 25 years, right?
Yeah,
so you've been playing them for like what, 20 years now or something like that, 15 years.
15, probably.
Yeah. So we've been playing these games forever, so it's easy for us, you know. But like I said, when we first played Street Fighter 2, like when we first learned how to do uppercuts, like we were like Bison Psycho Crusher in Street Fighter 2, the original arcade. Remember, he's only a boss character. You can't play him at all, right? But a Psycho Crusher, if he hit you, he drained like half your life. Like one Psycho Crusher was like, you just lost all this life. But it was like, when he did it, he would actually stop and pose and then Psycho Crusher at you. So he had this huge giveaway that he was going to do this move because that's how scary it was. And if you got hit out of it, it was like the Blanca ball. You would just take a giant chunk of damage, right?
Okay.
Like, when we learned how to uppercut,
right,
even at the speed of Street Fighter 2, which is
right, yes, very slow,
right, jump, you're like,
yeah,
it's like a 2-hit go.
Yeah.
Everyone was terrified to try to uppercut a Psycho Crusher. Like, you just didn't try it. You just saw the Psycho Crusher and you're like, wait. He goes, jump over it, and then keep playing. Like, you wouldn't try to hit it, you know? But, like, that's how we started. Sure. Like, players who are, so it's like things that we take for granted of what we had to go through to learn these games, you know?
Yeah, man.
So, yeah, honestly, KOF definitely need to step up a lot in the one-player content, but I mean, that game was probably literally made by like 3 people, so, you know, I mean, I know that their staff is probably a lot smaller than a lot of the other teams.
It seems like it.
So, yeah.
It definitely seems like it. Yeah, alright, well, there's gear.
Yeah, play it. It's a good game. It's a good game. And it's, remember, if you have Revelator 1, it's only a $20 upgrade to Revelator 2. If you can find deals on Revelator 1 oftentimes so that it's less than $20.
Oh, interesting.
And if you buy that and then the upgrade, that's actually cheaper than just buying Rev 2.
That's a really good idea.
So keep in mind, so the price limit that you're looking for is $20. If you can find Rev 1 for cheaper than $20, pull the trigger on that. And then on the PS4, you can upgrade it. On the Steam, you can upgrade it. So
that's what I did.
Okay.
Steam. Alright, so Guilty Gear, doing well.
Yes.
Now, that's not the only update to a game that has been existing.
Yes.
There's also a game called Street Fighter V that now has an update, which is 2.1.
Yes.
Season 2's first significant patch, and it's out. So there are changes, right? Mm-hmm. Most of the characters got something. Some of them are significant. Most of them are not that big of a deal, though. Right? They mostly kept the season intact. But there certainly are some things. Dhalsim is a significant change, right? He has the down back.
Yeah, let me ask you, who do you feel like have been the most significantly changed?
You gotta look at the character names.
Because I have my vote for who I think is the most significantly changed.
Okay. What's your vote?
Vega.
Oh, that's a good choice.
I think Vega is actually significantly stronger now. I think he's probably come away as the winner.
That's probably true.
Mikey is the big winner here. Yeah, so I think Vega is like super strong. Oh, not super strong, but like he's much
definitely better. Yeah, I'm totally with you. He definitely seems like a stronger character.
Yeah,
that's significant. The Dhalsim stuff is significant.
And he only just got the one low, but that helps a lot. Instant air teleport, empty in the low. Oh,
that can be real. Yep, and even just situations where opponents want to move and they can't walk backwards because now Sim can actually attack them low
like
without taking his life into his hand.
Crouch medium kick or something like that.
Well, yeah, like think about how many people will try to walk out of bad situations, right? Very common. Or people will try to do a shimmy on Dalsum, and in order to blow that up before, he had to do like a slide, which is like a terrible idea. Yeah, but now he can just do down medium kick to blow up the shimmy like many other characters can. Right. So it just gives him more defensive tools. Like you said, it opens up his offense too. I think that's pretty significant.
Okay.
Let's see, who else? Oh, you got to talk about super important counter for Zangief. Still not sure why that move exists.
Crush counterable and everything. Yeah,
don't get it at all.
Yeah. And dude, like, I thought they would put it in there because of the people with the stand roundhouses that give him problem. It doesn't even work on Karen's stand roundhouse. Like, that was one of the biggest ones, right? It was that, Laura, and Ken.
It doesn't work on Dalsum stand medium kick.
Right.
I don't know. Exactly. I don't know why that move exists.
Yeah.
The headbutt for him seems like it's good in certain situations, right?
Yeah,
like you block a fierce DP from Ken, and you're gonna eat him up,
yeah,
right, with your counter hit headbutt into whatever. That's pretty rare,
right?
So
it works after a crush counter heavy kick in the corner too. I saw.
Oh, is that so?
Yeah, I saw someone do crush counter heavy kick, popped them up, and you just walk up and went pow like that. Yeah, and does a ton of stun with it. So
yeah. So, I mean, it's got some uses here and there. I tried using it in neutral a lot. It doesn't seem as good as, like, SF4 headbutt in neutral, but we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, I know, but that's the thing is, like, I mean, why would they buff Zangief, right? To win with him, all you have to do is spin the controller a bunch of times, and then, you know, at highest levels, you're just wasting everybody's life.
The Nemo salt. He hates Zangief so much. Those are things he said. If you're wondering.
Man.
See, who else has changed significantly? I think it matters that Fang does damage now.
Yeah, oh, dude. You know, I think he's scary now. I actually think he's really scary now.
You have to respect his setups in a way that you didn't really before. I was, get hit by 2 or 3 setups from Fang, and it's like, you've lost half your life. Other characters, they hit you 3 times and you die. That's the round. Fang did not have that luxury. And I don't know that he has the luxury now of that even still, but he certainly deals more damage, and you can be worried about, is he going to cross me up or not? Like, his frame traps are significant now because a lot of his counter hits will go into fierce rather than just other crap, crouching strong or whatever. So he, I think, is improved in a way that will make him more viable. I don't know that he'll be great, but he certainly is a better character, for sure. Got to talk about the huge change to Barlog of minus 25 HPs. Giant, oh my gosh, good luck to boxer players.
There was a lot of rounds that he would win with a pixel left because of the crazy comeback.
It's not nothing, but it's
not huge. I mean, either. Not like, in my opinion, the biggest loser in this patch was Urian.
Okay,
right, because he got the -2 crouching medium kick, the -2 EX charge, the EX headbutt on whiff, now whiffs, and it just like sits there for like 10,000 years and stuff like that. So he's definitely the biggest loser. Obviously, like I feel about Urian similar to how Nemo feels about Zangief, so like I'm not crying any tears for Urian.
Look, Urian is still strong, obviously.
Yeah, he's still super good. He's gonna be what he was before.
He's already strong. So, right. In season 1, he was good anyway.
So he's not. But in all, like, the fact that he is the biggest, quote, loser is a good sign.
Agreed.
Because he didn't, like, crouching medium kick shouldn't have been +2 in the first place. It just shouldn't have been +2.
That was a weird choice.
I'm sorry. It just shouldn't have been +2. Like, so, I think it's fine. I'm glad that that's the extent of the nerfing that they've really kind of done.
Ken having the overhead be punishable is unfortunate for him. I mean, we've talked about this before. We don't understand that change.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like it was too good already.
Like, you could have sped it back up to Season 1 speeds then if it was going to be punishable, because they slowed it down, and then you could combo off it, so it was cool. But I honestly think that they messed up, because I think that they didn't realize that if the opponent was crouching, that the first active frame would miss, because it's only +2 on hit,
If they're standing?
Yeah, if they're standing, right? And they're probably like, oh, you can't combo, and then all of a sudden you can combo it when they're crouching.
You think they didn't expect it?
Maybe they didn't mean to. You know what I mean? Like, cause I wonder about that. Because actually, if you block it while crouching, if you're a smaller character, it's actually -3. So like you can't, because it's -4 now.
If you block it while crouching?
Like if you stand up into it, maybe.
If you block it.
Oh, you know what it is? Okay. Because I saw people complaining about it. Now that I think about it, it was training mode. So the training mode would stand up and block it on the very last frame. That's why it would happen. So it's not as punishable.
Oh, I see.
You know, okay. Yeah, never mind then.
Oh, yeah, Alex got some buffs. A little bit more life. You know, they sped up some of his normals again, which they had slowed down for some reason. You know, the V skill comes out very slightly faster. Like, there's some marginal stuff for him. I don't know that it makes him a great character, but it's improvements, and that's nice at least. I mean, again,
it's better than nothing.
For sure. And again, I am happy that most of the changes that they made to the cast in Season 2.1 are not major. I feel like they should not make major changes mid-season. So I think that's fine. Like, maybe in Season 3 they nerf or they buff Alex or something, you know, but now it should be pretty minor, and I think they did that while making him better. Like
the birdie change is actually pretty significant too, the EX headbutt, because a lot of people still can't punish that EX headbutt very easily. Although I don't know if it was Javits. I think Javits credited somebody else for pointing this out. If Birdie's EX headbutt went from -2 to -4 in this patch, right, but it gets armor on first frame again, so you can do wake up EX headbutt again. However, on block.
Wait, Bullhorn is the invincible one, and Bullhead is the one that is now -5.
It's -4 now, isn't it, or is it -5?
I believe. Well, I'm looking at the Capcom patch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Bullhead is the charging one.
And Bullhorn is the
turnaround
punch, which is definitely still punch.
Yeah. So it's the Bullhead. The EX one is now -5.
Yeah.
Because it was -2. Now it's punishable. Most characters, he puts himself at a range that they can't punish it. Like, there was a video that actually showed Laura couldn't even hit it with, like, standing medium kick or something.
Weird.
Unless he activates V-Trigger. Then he actually stays closer. So in V-Trigger, weirdly enough, he remains closer, and it's more punishable on block. So as a player, you're gonna have to pay attention to that. But the significant thing is now he has the frame 1 armor, so he's not gonna be free to meaty anymore.
Right.
So that's actually kind of good.
Yeah, there are some changes. Cammy got, hurt. That is definitely what it is. It's so weird. It's so weird. I don't even know what to say about that. The air throw is like just a strange animation.
I don't know.
It's just one frame of animation, right?
Yeah. It literally freezes them and it spins them. It just rotates them.
But the candy is doing the same frame of animation on two sides, right?
Well, remember, it's just
mirrored.
It's just a model, right? It's a 3D model. Literally, it's frozen and they just rotate the model like this. So yeah. So it's literally a model.
But it doesn't move. It's my
yeah,
point.
she doesn't move at all. She doesn't move at all. Yeah. So I mean, it's funny because like I talked to Madge about it. Madge is like, you know, as a programmer, it's really hard to program the reactions. That's the hardest part, is how to make it so that, like, because I said, just give her damn Frankensteiner, right? But, like, in order to program the Frankensteiner, every character would have to be programmed to measure how to put their head between her legs.
Okay.
God, do not clip that and put that out of context.
Too late.
You know, like, and then, like, you know, all this stuff like that. But then you look at Zangief's Tundra thing, and, like, that's, like, a whole brand new animation.
That's
like, they
true.
Added all that in there for Zangief.
That's like, true. Yeah, he catches everybody's leg.
Yeah,
right?
And then plus another thing too for Cammy as well. Her hooligan can grab people out of the air. So just put that animation in there. Just make sure she grabs them. She just does that animation. Like, just do that. So.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Like, I almost like.
I'm
torn between never wanting to do that air throw because it's so ugly, or always trying to air throw. Like, I bet you my Cammy anti-air will get better. Because I'm just going to try to troll people by air throwing them all day. Just so people can see how stupid that move looks, like, constantly, so.
Like, it needs an absurd sound effect just to make any sense. Yeah, that's right, yeah. Oh, man. Some ancient MIDI sound effects, maybe. Anyway, it's kind of weird. But overall, I'm glad that they didn't make huge changes. I think that's the right call. We've talked about this stuff before. But yeah, I'm glad that they're not major things. However, Ed is also out.
Yes.
Ed is playable.
Yes. And I have seen all sorts of opinions on Ed.
Yeah, he really runs the gamut, huh?
I've seen people say, like, he's not going to be very good. And then I saw some people like, oh my god, this character's amazing. And then, yeah.
I don't know what to think about him. He seems like a more complex character than I thought he was going to be. Like, there's more complexity in there than when I first tried him, and I was like, yeah, I think I get the point. But now it seems like there's more to it. So that's cool. I hope that is true, because obviously we would like more complexity in characters.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That definitely seems cool. Of course, I like, as we mentioned before, I like his inputs. They're funky. It's cool. I like the change.
Dude, I think it's a great experiment.
Agreed.
I think it's a great experiment. I think it's. I would like to see more experimental stuff with Street Fighter V. Honestly, one of my favorite fighting games of all time is Alpha 3, because of just how much they were just like, fuck it, let's just do whatever the hell we feel like it. Mash to reduce damage. This weird priority that if you trade, this button wins. Crush counters at launch. Flipping. Just do everything. And guard meters and different isms. Like, they just went everything. And I just think that that's like the best thing about that. So seeing what they did with Ed actually makes me excited.
Agreed. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I just am not sure enough about the character quite yet. I've played against him a little bit. I've only been in training mode with him for a little bit. I've never used him. I gotta do that just to understand what he does.
Yeah.
And especially because he does seem like he's a little bit more complicated. It's not just like I figured he was just like some up-close pressure character. But it seems like there's more to it than that. There's some setups and some cool stuff.
Dude, I'm excited because Infiltration is excited.
Oh, really?
Infiltration was like, yeah, he was like, this character's a lot of fun. Oh. And he did these cool combos where he would do the grab and yank you, but then he would dash under you and combo from the other side off with the psycho shot thing and stuff. He was doing some really cool stuff. So I think that's really neat. So I mean, because Infiltration has been in character crisis hell for a long time. If he can find the right character, and honestly, one thing that I am worried about Ed though is that he is still following the trend of, I will kill you once my V-trigger is here. Because his V-trigger, he's got some buff stuff off of that V-trigger. Yeah. He's really, I mean, it's cool. I like the V-trigger stuff.
Yeah, okay.
But, I'm just worried that it's he's going to be one of those characters that you're just scared that he activates V-trigger and you die. But it's a 2-bar one. He doesn't really get as much damage off of it. And, I don't feel like it's quite the same as, a Balrog or a Urian or an Ibuki kind of V-trigger. So
doesn't seem like
I don't think it's going to be too bad. So
yeah.
There was something else I want to say. Oh yeah. Also, I know some people are like, "Good job, Capcom! You just created another stage that's going to be banned because Vega can wall cling with the EX, and Capcom is stupid." And dude, that's the kind of thing that we've been wanting them to put into the game. Cool little touches like that. A throwback to the old school Street Fighter 2 where you could make Vega climb the fence. Right? And the stage is not going to be banned.
Only if you're playing Vega.
Only if Vega's there, right? Exactly. Otherwise, who the hell cares, right? Yeah. So the stage is a beautiful stage too.
Yeah, I agree.
It's so funny because when you do Vega's command throw, I feel there's a stained glass window on the top of the stage.
Oh, I haven't seen that.
And when you command throw them, and it pans exactly to it, and it looks really sick. Yeah.
You think they made that?
I don't know.
That's probably giving them too much credit, but I want to think that. No, I think it's a pretty stage, yeah.
Yeah, and I think the wall climbing thing is sick. You could do it in Alpha 3 on the Vegas stage. Yeah. You hit all 3 buttons and he would do it. And when people found out, they were like, "That's so cool!" It sucked, right? Just like it currently sucks.
Yeah, for
the
sure.
only thing that he has is he's invincible from 9 frames forward.
Yeah.
Right, so he can use it to bait out wake ups.
Well, apparently it's random once you're on the wall.
Yeah.
I saw Arlia saying that once you're actually climbing, you can't really control when you let go, and you're just stuck.
You can't even control which direction he climbs too. Yeah. So
I mean, clearly it's not great for Claw. It's not like an advantage for him.
Right.
Sucks. But yeah, if you're not playing with Claw, then you play the stage.
It's those little things that those quality of life things. You add this little cool touch with Vega. It's fun. You finally made the crates breakable on Guile stage. That's cool. Those kind of little things like that help a lot. Which is why I keep thinking I think Capcom just has the backwards thought process right now that they're like, you know what, we need to keep hitting these home runs. as opposed to like, let's just fix Ken's hair. Let's just let the second player rematch.
Yeah,
let's make it so that if you hit the same button on the button select, it doesn't get rid of it. Yeah, deselect it. Like if you just fix those little small things, like people will be happy. You know what I mean? Like people
that would give a lot of positive will.
Yeah, and they're just all small little things too. Like just
presumably there's not like some major system problem that prevents you from putting a secondary menu in there so that two-player can rematch, right?
Right.
Like, presumably there's not like some game design that like prevents that. You just right? I mean, I would think.
Right,
I'm
exactly.
Not a programmer, but
modders have fixed Ken's hair. In fact, one modder even took that Ken model, didn't change the model, changed the lighting and rotated him slightly, and he looked better because the model. It's really just the angle they put him at was an unfortunate angle, you know. So like, there's just like small things that they could do, just for that quality of life stuff. And like I said, like, how often am I really going to use that character change thing in Guilty Gear? But it's there, and I've like shit myself, like this is the coolest thing ever, right? And it's like that's all you need. I'm like super excited that there's an FAQ section in Guilty Gear. I've never read any of it, but it's so cool that it's there, you know, and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I don't know why the rematch thing doesn't exist yet. It's weird, but, hey.
But overall, I like the direction that the patch took.
Agreed.
I do like the direction the patch took.
Not major changes. Many of the changes that they made, I thought were actually pretty well targeted. Mm-hmm. The Ken thing aside, right? Most of the changes I thought were fine. Mm-hmm. Like nothing else strikes out at me as like, why would you do the terrible choice?
Right? Yeah.
Whereas in Season 2 original, there was some of that with like Fang and Alex. What are you thinking? But now in this one, there's not as much of that. So hey, that's a good direction. You know?
Here's a question for you though. Some people have pointed out, right? We're only 3 characters in to Season 2.
Yeah.
And we're already halfway through the year, right? The characters didn't, like, the last character didn't come out, like, in December in Season 1, right? They came out a little bit earlier than that.
Yeah, it was like August or September.
Yeah, right? Yeah. So, do you feel like they're just going to start pumping out these other characters?
Definitely not.
Right. So you just
would you think so? I mean, I would be very surprised.
Probably not.
Honestly, nor would I really want them to, but yeah.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? The reason why Ed came out late was because he was tied so much into the new netcode stuff. His code was blended in with this, and as a person who's coding, I understand how hard it is. Okay. Like, if you didn't check in your code in a way that you could easily make branches and be like, here's the branch of the netcode without Ed, and here's the branch of this with Ed and not the netcode. Like, if they didn't do that right, then it would be like crap. If we wanted to just put out Ed and pull out all this netcode, we got to revert these files and so I can understand why they didn't do that. So, but presumably, like theoretically, that whole entire time they're waiting for this new netcode to come out, they're working on the next character. So hopefully that character will come out maybe in a month instead of 2 months or something like that. I remember last year they gave us 2 characters at the same time. They gave us Ibuki and Balrog, remember, in one drop because they were like, sorry for the lateness of this.
I've forgotten about that.
Yeah, so hopefully.
Okay. Yeah, I think that'd be fine. Yeah, there's some leaks about which characters are there. I hope it's not Q, as I have often said.
Yeah.
May he rest in peace.
There was some leaks about like who the characters were going to be.
Yeah.
And you know, they're all brand new characters and everything. And in fact, Ed's story had that one character who looks like a gypsy girl or something like that. And some people are saying that they probably put her in there specifically to, to introduce her as one of the new characters that's coming in there. So that might be interesting.
Well, look, E3 is coming up next week, and that would be a great place to announce something. Furthermore, I mean, it's not just Street Fighter. You know, looking for stuff from Marvel Infinite. There have been a lot of rumors about that game lately, and other stuff maybe coming out. And hey, next week we might find out a lot.
Yeah,
hope so.
Yeah, and yeah, that's true. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite's coming out next. I mean, it's going to be playable next week. Yeah. It's crazy, dude. Crazy. All right. Well, do you want to take one last break, and then we can talk about stuff and things?
Let's do it.
All right. Okay. Be right back, guys.